sequence in the film where Paris disintegrates, the cafe disintegrates around Ariadne, was our attempt to really portray the danger of the world, destabilizing the dream world, collapsing, when the dreamer becomes aware of the fact that they're dreaming.
The cafe explosion sequence was actually challenging on two aspects. One aspect was that Chris wanted this whole explosion sequence to take place in the middle of Paris. And the Parisians are not too friendly towards explosions in the middle of Paris. So when we started talking to them about what we were going to do, the faces were pretty grim. So that was the first issue. And the second issue was that Chris really wanted to get Leonardo and Ellen in the shot.
Chris Corbold came up with this way of creating an explosion using air cannons, and we did tests with people sitting in front. Action! And we showed them to Leo and showed it to Ellen and said, this is what it's going to be.
You know, and also we had a car flipping over in front of him, we had a motorbike flipping over in front of him. That was all going away with him and all added to the overall effect of it. We tested and tested and tested that whole shot. I mean, I sat in a replica explosion at least 3 or 4 times, just so, you know, I could give a first-hand experience of, you know, what it was like. I must admit, when we did shoot it, it seemed a lot different having Leo and Ellen in amongst that whole explosion. They were in their own little safety area where even the paper cup on the table didn't move.
I always knew there'd be a massive computer graphics component, a visual effects component to the sequence, but it was very important to me that we shot as much of it as possible in camera to really give the visual effects guys the chance to do what they do best, which is to build on or enhance things that have existed in the real world, things that have been photographed. They have that for reference and to play with.
What we do in visual effects is we can add more destruction, we can add more debris. In particular, we can add the kind of stuff which just wasn't possible to do on the day when we actually filmed it, which is all the hard, rigid bits of masonry and glass and furniture and pottery and things like that. So that what you see is a combination of reality and then this extra level that we can bring to it, this extra level of danger and destruction.
Chris sort of came up with this notion of being underwater, where we're watching visual explosions that have been shot at many different speeds.